All right. Hello and welcome back to this episode of Best in the Biz. My name is Ian McDonald and we're here today talking with CNA entrepreneur Dee Higdon. Welcome, Dee.
Thanks, Ian. I'm so excited to be here. Really excited to chat with you.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And with that being said, we'll dive right in. So tell us a little bit about your business and how it all got started.
Yeah, so throughout my career, I've worked in several different roles, whether that was in magazine publishing or in communications. And throughout all of those roles, I was doing digital marketing. So whether that was, complete website revamps, branding revamps, social media content, all of those things. And so it was the common thread throughout each one of my roles. And my last position was with a marketing agency. And so I was the social media coordinator and also the content coordinator for that agency. And I really found that it was an area that I not only enjoyed, but that there was a lot happening at that time. So it was really the rise of social media. It was the rise of online presence. And so I was really enjoying being immersed in that. And so that's when at the marketing agency is when I kind of decided, I think I want to do this for myself. I want to build those client relationships myself and manage the experience from start to finish. So really getting to know the clients, really getting to dive deep into what they're trying to accomplish. And then, setting up those initiatives for them, monitoring the performance of how that's going, just the complete cycle. That was something that really excited me.
Yeah, very cool. And when did you get started?
So I started my own business about 7 years ago.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, I've been fortunate and blessed enough to continue with that. And that's something I'm really proud of. It was a big leap. Anybody who started a business knows that it's nerve-wracking when you start out, but it's really paid off for me. And I really found that entrepreneurship was the right avenue.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's nice that you found what suits you.
Yeah.
And it seems like you just, by the conversation we're having, it seems like you're really passionate about it and you really enjoy what you do. So that's always so important.
Of course. Yeah, it really makes a difference.
Yeah, for sure. So tying it back to CNA, what did you study at CNA and how did that kind of play a role in where you're to right now?
Absolutely. So I am a journalism graduate. I graduated in the class of 2009. And journalism, I give so much credit to my time in the journalism program and my experience as a journalist. I really feel it prepared me for where I am. I think it's twofold. So the first thing is it taught me diligence. Journalism is really about looking at every angle before you tell a story and really doing your research and looking at different angles to make sure you're covering all your bases before you publish that piece. And the second thing was versatility. So Frank Carroll, I'm not sure if he's still there at the CNA program, but he was my newsroom professor at the time.
Okay.
And I really had a passion for lifestyle pieces, entertainment pieces. So I really like that feature style writing. And I still remember him pushing me and saying, no, I'm putting you on a sports piece because I want you to do this. I know it's not your forte, but you need to be able to adapt if this is what is presented to you.
Yeah.
And it's ironic because right now, one of my clients is a sports agency.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And so
that worked out nicely.
Right. It really does challenge you, with newsroom writing, with, all the different angles, whether you're covering, politics or hard news or sports or whatever it is, you kind of have to be able to adapt. If not, you don't know what you're going to be covering, Later on in your career, maybe you'll have a niche, but you don't always have that.
Yeah, that's right. And you want to be prepared for anything that comes along the desk.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's it's really nice. The journalism program has been around for quite a while, and it's still a good one here today. So It's
Yeah,
nice that it's
I
carried
can't
on.
say enough good about it. And another thing I loved about CNA is that, we were in the program not just studying it, but like we were running the newsroom, we were designing the newspaper, we were running the college website, doing the radio show. So it was
Yeah.
really hands-on, and that's something I think benefited me so much.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. I'm really happy to hear that you enjoyed it and it was beneficial. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So before the episode, I took a look at your website and just kind of went through your services and things like that. Did you want to tell us a little bit what you offer and kind of who most of your audience actually is?
Yeah, so I would say it's small to mid-sized businesses. That's where I focus,
Okay.
just because I feel like that's where I'm able to bring the most value in terms of helping small to mid-sized businesses scale up to that next level.
Yeah.
And then also, I do work with a lot of female business owners. I
Okay.
think that just comes from the natural connection, being a female business owner myself,
Yeah.
and also just kind of, again, those lifestyle types of businesses are really in my wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
But I do say that it's not limited. Like I said, I have a sports agency. I've worked with realtors, engineering firms. So I don't close myself off. If, I meet with the client and there seems to be that, mutual understanding and it seems like a great fit, we take it from there.
That's awesome. And that's super important too. I mean, it's difficult to turn down a client, so
Well,
need to
yeah,
be prepared
no,
for anything.
yeah, absolutely. And especially if I see the opportunity to add value. If that's
Yeah.
there, then it's easier to build on.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. And your website speaks for itself. There's tons of great testimonials on there. So that's
Thank
it seems
you.
like you've made a lot of people happy.
Yes, yeah, that's always the goal.
Yeah, no, that's great to see. So just changing gears a little bit, social media has changed a lot over the past couple of years, a lot of different platforms now with the AI. How do you kind of keep up with that? And how do you kind of tell your customers, or how do you show them how to keep up with it?
Yeah. So even for myself as a business owner, it's about continuous learning, right? So I'm always attending webinars or online courses just to keep track of this stuff because it happens so fast.
It does.
And, I have to be in the middle of these shifts that are happening. So, algorithm updates and emerging trends. And I think one big part of how I learn is throughout the 7 years of my business, I'm monitoring the performance of the strategies I'm implementing for my clients. And so I'm seeing when something changes or, this work used to work so well. And now, because it's such a crowded space, either you're having to put more time and investment and energy into that strategy, or you're having to say, you know what, let's differentiate again.
Yeah.
But I think what I let clients know is it's really about your goals. So if you think about what it is you're trying to get out of this, for an example, if you're looking to nurture your existing clients, I always recommend email marketing. That's it has the highest conversion rate. It has the most guaranteed way that you're going to reach existing clients and convince them that, you want to keep focusing on this or working with me. Whereas if you're looking for online visibility, that's more SEO, social media. Or if you're looking for more conversions, more people booking appointments, more people purchasing your product, then let's look at campaigns or website optimization. So
Yep.
if you go back to the beginning and really look at your goals, that helps determine, okay, you don't always need to focus on everything all at once. You don't need to be everywhere. Finding what aligns best with your goals and, of course, with your clients or your customers, that's the sweet spot.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I mean, you talked about what you can do. The next question kind of leads into what things can they avoid? What are common mistakes that you kind of see, and how can businesses avoid that?
Yeah. So especially when you're starting out as a business owner, there's like a lot of things to consider. the first thing I notice is a lack of brand identity. People start marketing, they start investing in ad campaigns or pushing their business before they've really flushed out what it is they stand for, how everything from tone of voice to what makes you different. All of those things need to be so consistent and so in place, because if not, you may be successful in getting that initial sale or that initial point of contact, but you haven't built up an identity that resonates enough for that long-term brand loyalty. And that has to be in place. Another thing I see again is just people focusing a little too much on the top of the sales funnel. So they're really pushing to like get people in, to, make people aware of who they are, to do all of that. They get that built up initial front push, and then they don't have the strategy in place to maintain it or to continue moving that customer along in the sales funnel. So now you've got this influx of people who are coming, into your brand. They understand what it is that you do, but what happens from there?
Yeah. No, that's really interesting. And like you said, the biggest thing, I guess, would probably be to reach out to you, and then you could help them fix it. Hey.
Absolutely. Yeah. I like the plug.
Yeah, there you go. No, that's awesome. So, with business today, it seems like with a lot of the different creators and businesses often go hand in hand. So building a personal brand often kind of influences business decisions these days. So what are some ways people can build that personal brand to benefit their business?
Yeah. So this is where I always push for your unique value proposition. So when you know what it is about you or your business that brings the most value, and you don't try to compete on every angle, that's when you start seeing the magic happen. And so just as an example, you could be quality based, or you can be customer service based, or convenience based, or price based. If you know that, okay, there are other competitors out there, but nobody else has the level of customer service that we have, or nobody else customizes the product like we do. Whatever that is, once you know that and you bring that to the table and you build your brand identity around that, even as the business owner behind the brand, that's where you will start seeing that success, and people will resonate with what it is you offer versus somebody else.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, building that personal connection is usually the driver for a lot of customers to either go with you or, return with you to continue getting that business.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you don't want to, it's okay to not be the right fit for everyone.
Yeah, totally.
It's better to be the best possible fit for the right people.
Yeah, no, that's really important, and I'm glad you got that across there. So changing gears again, looking towards the future a little bit, what trends do you kind of see coming up, and how can people really prepare for them?
Yeah, so you kind of touched on it there briefly, but the rise of AI is happening. I think everybody's aware of it. It's happening fast. One thing I've been focusing on just myself as a business owner is that SEO will become more than just Google. So people will be using AI tools like ChatGPT or Perplexity to find answers to questions. And so that means we've got to expand how we're doing SEO. And one way to do that is to be more in-depth and detailed in your content. So these AI tools are developed to pick out specific data points in content. They're really looking for that statistic or that key piece of information. So if you include more of that in your content, you're going to show up not just in Google search results, which is always a goal, but you're going to be tailoring more to those AI tools as well.
Yeah, that's really interesting actually, because I myself use AI a lot. I mean, a lot of the questions I use are developed by AI with, a bit of personalization in them. And it's really interesting that you mentioned that. I haven't really thought about the search engine optimization piece of that, because like you said, right now it's mostly Google and the different other providers, I guess, Internet Explorer and all that good stuff. But yeah, ChatGPT and all the other AIs are going to be a big part of SEO.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, the wave is happening, so you've got to ride it. You've got to be
Yep.
aware and staying up to date, and especially as a provider of marketing services, that's where all of us are at right now, is looking at this next phase of online marketing. It's a turning point, I think.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I think it really is as well. And it's quite exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's always something to learn, eh?
Yeah.
So instead of looking towards the future, we're going to look back a bit. So what has been the most successful business moment for you so far?
So for me, it's not so much a specific experience or moment, but one thing I think when I look at my business, I have been profitable since day one. I started my business, it was just me and my computer, and I built my website myself. I did my SEO myself. I did my onboarding and offboarding client processes myself. I really bootstrapped it, and that's something I'm really proud of, is that it was a leap starting, but I've been fortunate enough to get to a point now where I've got my long-term clients who have been with me for several years. I have the testimonials and clients who come back to work with me even after, we've parted ways or my services were no longer necessary. And then they're coming back again to say, we weren't going to go anywhere else, or, they recommend me to their connections.
Yep.
And so I think, when I look back at the journey of my business as a whole and as an entrepreneur, in the beginning, you don't always know that you can do it yourself. You're hoping you can, and you have the hard skills and things like that. But entrepreneurship is its own beast, and you're not always absolutely certain this is going to pan out. But when it does, that's a really cool feeling to look back on.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's certainly well worth it. Like you said, it's very rewarding, I would say. You put the work in and you built the clients. And like you said, it's a very rewarding feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you're at the helm, and there isn't really anywhere else to, direct your focus. It's all you, it's all your work, the process. But if you see it through, I think it's really valuable.
Yeah, for sure. So that's it for all the questions I have here today. There is one last one that I usually end off with. What advice would you give an aspiring entrepreneur? And I guess we kind of just touched on it a lot.
Yeah, I guess it ties into that, but just entrepreneurship is the process of building as you go. And so just getting in that mindset that you're not going to have all the pieces in place right away. Everything is a process of optimizing, fine-tuning, learning, adapting, all of those things. But if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to show up and pay attention and look at what's working, what's not working, and adjust as you go, that's the type of mindset you need to have, right? And I think that's where the best entrepreneurs bring it all together and see their goals come to fruition.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And like you said, the mindset is such an important part of that. So you need to have that strong mindset for sure. Yeah,
that's what I've noticed and what I've seen for sure. It's been even, the tough days of entrepreneurship where you're wondering, how am I going to get this all done? And then you say, okay, well, piece by piece, let's look at it. Let's build it. And you see it come through.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So that's all the questions for today. Thank you so much for coming on again.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, representing CNA, supporting CNA, it's something I'm so passionate about because, like I said, it's been integral to my experience, my growth and development. So I'm always happy to give a shout out. That's for sure.
Hey, really appreciate that for sure. So before we go, did you want to share your socials so people know where to get in contact with you with?
Of course, yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. It's all at Dee Higdon Creative. And then my website is just deehigdon.com.
Perfect. And thanks again for coming on. Really appreciate it. It was great meeting you.
Yeah, you too, Ian.
Time for key takeaways. Let's review what Dee said. Number 1, embrace versatility. Early in your entrepreneurial journey, adaptability is essential. While you may eventually specialize, staying flexible and open to change prepares you for long-term success. Number 2, align tactics with goals. Start with clear goals, let your tactics follow. For example, if you want to nurture clients, try email marketing. For online visibility, focus on SEO. To maximize conversions, optimize your website and run campaigns. Number 3, strategize your marketing. First, define your brand identity. Determine what makes your business unique before launching marketing efforts. Find your value proposition by deciding on your key angle, whether that's quality, convenience, price, or something else, and then stick to it. You don't need to be everything to everyone. Instead, be the best possible fit for the right audience. And finally, don't just focus on attracting customers. Have a strategy to engage and retain them throughout their journey with your brand. So like Dee said, everything is a process. Learn and optimize as you go. If you're looking for guidance, connect with me at cna.nl.ca/entrepreneurship.